So from Dollar Tree, you're going to grab one of these grapevine wreaths. And I had this one here in my craft stash, and it might have seen better days, but we're going to work with it. You're also going to grab some of these cotton ball stems, also available at Dollar Tree. And then I also had a bunch of these lamb's ears. Now, these are not from Dollar Tree. These are actually from Walmart, and they were $2 per bunch. So we're going to use this in this craft as well. So if you want to see how everything comes together, then all you have to do is continue watching. So in my mind, I had the idea that because the cotton ball stem was almost the same color as this grapevine wreath, that I was going to be able to camouflage and conceal it to the best of my ability without having to overdo it with the hot glue and make it look all wonky. So I'm showing you here that I just went ahead and I stuck that stem. I stuck it inside the grapevine wreath and pushed it down as far as it would go. And then I just have the cotton balls here sticking out the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and tack down that top portion with some hot glue. And I'm just going to add a dollop of glue right onto the grapevine wreath, and I'm going to press on that stem and hold it in place for a couple of minutes until it seals together. So because my DIYs are trial and error and never executed beforehand, I have to share with you all of the bumps in the road and the hiccups that I encounter along the way, in the hopes that if you replicate any of my crafts, you won't do the same. So I'm showing you here that the hot glue was a fail on this project. It just, for some reason, it was not fusing to the grapevine wreath because of whatever they used on top of the cotton ball stem. So I had to resort to my trusty old Chanel stems. I just grabbed this pack of pipe cleaners because I didn't have any floral wire on hand, and that's what I'm going to be using in this project. So as you see here, I'm kind of shaping the cotton ball stems beforehand and sort of giving it that rounded out wreath shape. And so just by bending it, it's very forgiving and flexible. And I'm just going to run it across in the opposite direction to get that kind of cascading fall of the cotton ball stems around the same direction. I'm showing you here how I'm just threading it through that grapevine wreath and just feeding it right through the branches. And I'm going to continue pushing through as far down as it goes. And then I'm going to be connecting it together with the Chanel stem. So here I'm showing you what I got going on so far and how I'm making sure to tie off all of those ugly looking Chanel stems to the back, because we're going to snip them off later on and it's going to be out of sight, out of mind, because no one's going to see it in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue adding my cotton stems to fill out the sparseness to the best of my ability. So now I think I'm going to take it in the opposite direction to give it some substance and girth, and just try to fill out any of the ball spots that are visible. And I'm going to be shaping it at the same time and rearranging some of those cotton balls. So I started placing down some of the lamb's ear sprigs that I cut down off of the stem, and I didn't glue them down or anything. I simply just placed them in between the cotton ball stems just to have an idea of the placement, because I had to stop with the cotton ball stems. I didn't want to overweight down the grapevine wreath and make it too heavy and have it snap on me. So I decided to start adding the lamb's ear, and now I'm going to start gluing them down. So now I'm going to be giving my trusty old hot glue gun another shot by adding a generous amount of that glue to the lamb's ear sprigs. And I'm going to be adding them in between the cotton ball stems in those sparse areas to act as filler. And hopefully this will do the trick. And here's what I got going on so far. And so now I guess I can turn it over and start cutting down some of the Chanel stems in the back. And trust and believe, I did not stop adding those cotton ball stems for lack of supplies, because if you look in the back, I still have a crap ton of cotton ball stems left over, probably enough to make another wreath, but I just didn't want to weigh down the willow wreath because, it had seen better days to begin with. So I didn't want it to end up, being overly heavy and breaking on me. So that's why I had to stop adding the cotton ball stems. And now I'm just adding the lamb's ear sprigs to fill out the sparseness. And I'm going to continue to do it like that until I'm satisfied with the look. So here's a look at the final product and end result, and I am overall genuinely pleased with the outcome, although I did hit some roadblocks and hiccups along the way. Sometimes you have an idea of a DIY in your mind and you think it's going to be so easy to execute, and it's not until you actually start to make it that you realize all the roadblocks that you end up hitting. For example, the situation with the glue not being able to fuse to the grapevine wreath. But I'm glad I'm able to share that on here with you so that if you decide to recreate my project, you won't make the same mistakes that I did. But overall, I'm very happy with how it all came together. I enjoyed making this for you guys, and I hope I was able to inspire you and you enjoyed it as well. Until the next one, bye bye, my friends.